So the CEO of SVB, Greg Becker, he sold his shares 2 weeks before all this happened. Do you think, and I know it's just an opinion because you don't really know, do you think that means he knew about it?
Well, I believe there's some nuance here. Like he started his share selling process 2 months before in stages over time or something like this. I don't think he just dumped them all 2 weeks before.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. But what you say is basically true. He got out in very convenient circumstances and timing.
Yeah, it doesn't look good for old Greg there.
Yeah. And to that, I would just say anyone who's ever run a business, CEO'd a business, can know when something's going to go wrong. Like they can always see the signs. Even for natural disasters like a hurricane or something. If I'm in Florida, I know this is coming. Like
For sure.
everyone knows.
Yes.
If you set up your business in Florida, you know a hurricane's coming. If
Yes.
I'm in, I don't know, the Canadian prairies, probably there's no hurricane coming.
Right.
Or the Rocky Mountains or something.
Yeah, I got you. Makes sense. We know in Florida at some point you're going to get a hurricane regardless of where you live. So eventually they figured it out, or they figure it's going to happen.
On top of that, if your computer conks out and you lose your hard drive, it's not rocket science. Nothing runs forever. You know machines work. You know you should have had a backup.
Right.
You know you should have invested. You had years went by. Oh, I probably should get a backup. Years go by. Your friend's like, oh, do you back up your stuff? Nah, yeah, I should get around to it. Come on. You know this is going to happen. And you can see the signs. On top of that, if business has been low lately or you've had to scrounge for change lately, you know there might become a time where you can't pay payroll or pay your rent or even buy groceries. It's there on the horizon. Now, if things have been good and you've had tons of stockpiled cash and you've got tons of savings and you've got tons of assets and your staff are happy, you're like, okay, I'm not really too concerned about any stuff right now.
Right.
But on the other hand, if each year it gets less and less and you have less and less customers, the signs are pretty obvious.
Yeah, and a proper CEO knows what's going on in their business.
Absolutely. Things can happen, that we can't predict. Things can happen that are surprising, but you can have a good guess. You can have a good ballpark. It's pretty easy to have a gut instinct on this.
Right.
You know if your business is thriving and growing and blossoming. You know if it's tanking and failing and losing, and you know what inevitability is to be prepared for.
Okay.
So to me, it would be absolutely absurd if a financial CEO of a bank couldn't see the writing on the wall, couldn't see the interest rates going up, doesn't know what to do when interest rates go up. Oh, that's never happened in the history of the economy. Come on. If I had a conversation with Greg Becker, I'd be open-minded, and it's possible he didn't know. And I'd be ready to hear whatever explanations, defenses, or excuses he comes up with. But it just seems ridiculous.